Alright, hello everyone, this is Mr. Crozier, and I'm going to go through problems 1 and 2 of these sine and cosine graphs. Alright, so we're graphing them, and they are in degrees here. So we have the first problem, which is a sine wave, and if you look at your notes, a period of sine goes up and down and back up, and it has these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, and those points are the mid, max, mid, min, and it does go back to the middle right here. And those numbers are 0, 1, 0, negative 1, 0. And you can see that in the graph. It starts at 0, goes up to 1, back to 0, down to negative 1, to 0. And you want to put those numbers to memory. So those numbers are here in our chart, and now we just have to find the wave on here with those same numbers, 0, 1, 0, negative 1, 0, but with these changes. And we have 1, 2, 3 changes. And we're going to start on the middle and apply all these changes to these numbers. Well, the first change right here is 10. And what that does is it takes a period from 360 degrees divided by 10 is 36. So now this goes from 0 to 36. It usually goes from 0 to 360, goes from 0 to 36. The middle is 18, the middle is 9, add these up as 27. So we've worked out that change. Now this change is simply multiplying the outputs by 4. Multiply all these by 4. And now I've taken care of that change. Now this change is exactly what it says, minus 2. Minus 2 from all of these, negative 2, 2, negative 2, negative 6, negative 2. I have taken the sine function, transformed it in these 3 ways. Now I'm ready to graph it. And I highly recommend you graph the lines first. The midline is right here at negative 2. So I come down to negative 2, draw a line, label it midline. This makes your graphing so much easier. And then we have a maximum at positive 2, so I come to positive 2 and graph it. There is a maximum. And then the minimum is negative 6. Well, negative 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's the middle. As far as the minimum, the scaling, make these all go to 36. I didn't put it on here this time, but that way we're all doing the same thing. And this could go up to positive 6 and negative 6. All right, now I just need to graph my line. And where does it go? From 0 to 36. So from right here at the start to 36, which is right there, I have one entire wave. And my points are, and you can graph them this quick, first one, last one, middle one, and you can just kind of estimate where the middle is, and then the middle of this, and the middle down here. And there's my sine wave. And the points don't have to be perfect on this. If you can get your 5 points, you'll be fine. All right, now I have all this extra room over here, so I went 36 this way. I'm going to go 36 this way, which would put me right there. So between those yellow lines, I need to get another sine wave. Well, a sine wave is made up of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it follows this pattern up. Now it goes down, up, here, and you want to come put arrows at the end of it. So there's our sine wave throughout those points. All right, next is cosine. Cosine has a different pattern. This table was wrong here. But if you look at cosine, what cosine does, it looks like the letter V. It starts up, goes down, and comes back up. But it still has the 5 points. Here, 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 here. And those points are 1, 0, negative 1, 0, 1. That's how cosine travels around the unit circle. So you want to memorize that order of points. So here we go. Same deal. Start at 0, usually 0 to 360, but I'm going to divide it by 30 because it's 30 times faster. 12. 12 is my middle here. Middle is 6, 3, 9. I've accounted for that. let's account for the 2. Do exactly what it says. 2 times this output, 2 times that. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Multiplied everything by 2. Now do this, exactly what it says. Add 3 to the output. Well, that's 5, 3, 1, 3, 5. Let's draw our lines. Same scale. I'm going to make this a 6 up here, and this is negative 6. We have lines at 5, which would be right here. We have lines at 3, which would be right 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And we have a line at 1, which would be right there. So there's my boundaries. There is my mid, there's my max, and there's my minimum. All right, well, cosine starts at 0, and it goes out to 12. Well, 12 is right there. So I have to fit inside this range right here from 0 to 12. I have to fit a cosine wave. And what does cosine do? It goes up, down, back up. Well, here we go. Ready? I put my 5 points. I always do this. There's my first one, there's my last one, and cosine makes a V. And there's a middle here and a middle here. And I rarely even look at those points there. And there's my letter V for cosine. So I rarely you don't have to get these perfect. Just make sure it's making that letter V. Get your notes out, and it should match. There's a cosine wave. There's a cosine wave. Now we have plenty of room left over, so I'm going to go out another 12. Well, plus 12 more is going to put me at what? 24? And 24 is right here. So in this, between those yellow lines, I need to make another cosine wave. And what's cosine wave look like again? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. And here's the order I do them in. First one, last one, middle one. There's my V. Put a midpoint and a midpoint, and then add curves to it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And then let's go again. If I go another 12, I'm here at 36, and then go backwards 12. Well, there's negative 12, negative 24, negative 36. So I have negative 12, negative 24, negative 36. And in each one we put a cosine wave. Ready? What's the cosine wave look like? The letter V. Ready? Here's the 5 points. 1, 2, 3. There's the V. And then 2 points in the middle. Here's another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They don't have to be perfect. 1, 2, 3. There's the letter V, and looks like this. When you run out of room, follow direction, put an arrow on it. All right, and that's how we do our graphs. Fill up the scale, fill up the graph, put 36 so we're all doing the same thing. Memorize these numbers here, these starting numbers, and those come from the unit circle. Sine is 0, 1, 0, negative 1, 0. Cosine is 1, 0, negative 1, 0, 1, all the way around the unit circle. All right, hope this helps.